No, I think if he's reacting to the headhunters, which right now are hopping around the bottom side, like where the wall is, where the queen is, if he's going to freeze that, I think he's completely fine. The Town Hall is doing limited damage. Let's put that way. He slashed the slammer up and such. And as well, based on his reaction, it does not seem like a disconnect from him, to be honest. As well, we still have the camera, so I'm not sure what's going on over here. Hopefully, we're going to jump into the attack back as quickly as possible. And it seems like that actually the spectator lost connection. Okay, but I mean, I think he would be more upset if he would have lost connection. At least that's my assumption right now. But based on how the attack went so far, that should be a 3-star either way.
Well, it does seem like the cosmic calamity raining down on the Clash of Clans world is bringing some anomalies to our combat. Nonetheless, we can report a successful 3-star by Ben. Congratulations to him, and it will be a clear landing for those dragons out on the right corner of that base, taking the Town Hall down and earning all 3 stars, just as we'd expect from a highly skilled player like him.
Yeah, I feel like the lower town levels for those type of players, they're not the biggest challenge. Remember, those are a few of the best attackers because they have played as well in those Town Hall Cups, which means they're as well experienced on those different town levels. So let's see, it's more about like if anyone is messing up or if any specific entry is like super baited, like you really need to heavily commit to one specific entry if you want to have a chance of defending for those town levels. But now we have Team Termi on the attacking side, where now Ben is going to defend for Rush to Win. Do we see another dragon attack? Dragons, I mean, we can as well talk about the most popular, most powerful strategies for each of those town levels because we usually don't look at those. Town 12, really, it's dragons is just crazy strong. It is hard to defend. Like, dragons are just really solid. You can combine them with lightnings or anything, but the game changer really is if you can hit those giant arrows, take down sweepers, take down air defenses, all the good stuff, which can be annoying for dragons. And if that's out of the window, the attack typically looks quite easy. If you have anything left behind, which could be a challenge for you, just put some lightnings in there and you're good to go. But as well, something which can be good is, for example, like super witches and such. But it seems like they're staying with the air, they're staying with the dragons. And we have as well the next attack from the top side, so far away from the town hall, but it's with the bats. Remember, there is less splash on those town levels. It's only the Inferno Towers pretty much. And if you can take those out, you're good to go.
Well, we do see a giant arrow cutting through that base, not grabbing the air sweepers, and in fact, the overgrowth spell misses an air sweeper too, could cause a few problems for the dragons that are trying to move in now, as an Archer Queen stuck on a wall won't be able to get at that enemy CC clump. Poison has not been dropped yet. Drop the poison on those witches already. Oh man, single target Inferno burning up by Hero, and Sanjay Kapoor is having a little bit of difficulty on this entry point, Itsu.
Yeah, but the bats are here to save the day because take a look at that. On the back end, there's only the one wizard tower which you just snipe with rocket loons. And if there's no splash, like bats are actually crazy. I feel like that's kind of like a forgotten spell if you're more like a higher town level players. But those bats can deal so much damage. But even though they're getting chased by a red mine, but I think at this point, fly no bats. Nope, they're gone. But it still means that there's like a million dragons. Okay, it's 4 dragons and the last dragon, but there's still dragons alive. And this means we're watching right now another 3-star.
It feels like a million dragons when you're trying to defend against them, doesn't it, Itsu? 3 stars and 100% from Sanjay Kapoor. Even on hard mode, these pros make it look easy. And the first 2 town halls are down and out. Complete destruction. And it's a 6-6 tie so far between Team Termi and Rush to Win. The town halls are going to be getting even bigger and burlier as the war goes on, but excellent opportunity for anyone out there who's maybe a little bit newer to the Clash of Clans scene. Getting their bases built up and ready to compete next year. Hey, if you're a Town Hall 9, Town Hall 11, get an opportunity to see the best base building strategies and attacks at the highest competitive level. But here we go. Rush to Win, moving back in next with Psycho on the offense against El Chanchito on defense.
That's right, and let's take a look at what the meta is now going to look like for Town Hall 15. Do we see more dragons? Do we see maybe something different now? I think we're getting slowly into the range where the Royal Champion Charge is just so popular, but we're going to find out in just a few seconds as the attacker is getting ready. We will have then a look at what the strategies are chosen for this competition. But the dragons wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. They're just really good. And, well, we have the Royal Champion Charge, and we have as well the Root Riders for Town Hall 15, so no big surprise that Psycho is going with them.
Royal Champion tossing a long rocket spear with an early pop there of that ability, supported by a unicorn as well. Doesn't have that Spirit Fox that we've come to know and love with the RC charges at max level, but still will have a relatively easy opportunity to get a lot of damage on the exterior of the space. Is there going to be any way to get inside, though? That Eagle Artillery would sure be a very juicy target to go after.
Yeah, the Queen, as the Royal Champion, not getting in there, and he doesn't have the amount of invisibility spells to redirect or anything, but that should be still good to go. We have now the Siege Barracks on the far right side to funnel everything in. He's not deploying the Root Riders just yet. There we go. Now for the air defense we go, and they look visually different. That might be a little bit confusing, but remember, they are looking different with those different levels, which means we have them now in the brown color. The healers are going for the P.E.K.K.A., which is not really optimal for him, but they're switching back now.
Big murder ball of troops clumped up and making their way toward that downtown area. CC troops are trying their best to defend, and that could have been a lot of splash damage with 3 multi-Inferno Towers firing away. But protection from the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome has negated a lot of that damage, and Psycho is on a massive rampage through to the core, cracking through walls, demolishing defenses, claiming that 2nd star with the Town Hall going down, and really only finding enemy heroes in that monolith as the key defense is still left to take out as he seeks the 3-star follow-up.
Yeah, and there goes all the healers, by the way, which means we have now no healers for the backend. Is that going to be a problem? That's the big question. Well, we had as well the Ice Block spell in use, I believe, which means he did use the Eternal Tome early, but then for Town Hall 15, you have the explosion of the town when that is going down, and he tried to block that with the Ice Block, which did work out for the troops, but the healers still went down. On the backend, we should have quite a few Root Riders. If they can stay alive and open up the compartments, that would be great for him, because the Queen, she can still finish off the job, but this might be actually a tile fail, because she's now popping her ability, but with all the base left, this is going to be tricky.
Very awkward spot now for Psycho, whose Root Riders down in the bottom corner have done an excellent job cracking through walls, but whose Queen up on the top left side is just very, very slow. He's only got one more free spell and a Headhunter left to deploy at 10% of the base remaining and 10 seconds left. I don't think that they're going to be able to get to those bottom structures in time. Psycho has run out of time. It is a 2-star, 95% from Rush to Win.
That is a surprise for sure, not getting the job done because he's running out of time. He did take a little bit too long in the beginning and it did fall short in the end. And this means they're 1 star and 5% short of going perfect so far, which means we are now back to Team Termi. They have the chance to claim the lead now, and that is not on time anymore. That would be on stars and on percentage going into the Town Hall 17 attacks, because remember, we have 1 Town Hall 9, 1 Town Hall 12, 1 Town Hall 15, and then 2 Town Hall 17 players in those matches. And with now the second attack being from Team Termi for Town Hall 15, it's only getting harder from this point on.
Well, there is a clear opportunity here for El Chanchito to put his team in the driver's seat and to give them a star lead over Rush to Win, who now have to hope and pray that their defenses will hold out. Queen, King, Grand Warden, and the Royal Champion all at the ready, prepped and ready to launch with those epic equipments and charging in first. That 4 o'clock position on this base. Inspel goes down for protection and keeps the RC on track. That is going to be an interesting follow. Wow, he's getting both heroes with those invisibility spells, capturing a lot of value in this bottom compartment now. If they get the snipe on that enemy Archer Queen, that would really be fantastic. RC's taking a lot of damage though, Itsu, and El Chanchito needs to be careful with the reclaw. Does pull her out just in time.
Yeah, really smart use of that Royal Champion charge, because remember, the Fox is the main reason why you cannot do such things on the high town levels, because with the Fox, the Royal Champion is invisible, but not the Warden following. The reason now why they can do this on Town Hall 15, there is no Fox to use, which means the Warden can be paired with the Royal Champion, and with the invisibility spell, you just turn both of those invisible. So a really great choice by him here, going with this double charge, which means he got more value from the Rage Aura for his Royal Champion, and that could have been the game changer maybe for the other attacker, which we have seen earlier. Town Hall going down, we have as well the Giant in the core. The Invis Tower on the back end still has to go invisible though, because that might be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, he triggered the Invis Tower right next to the Town Hall earlier with the charge, and it didn't get the trigger again with the Log Launcher rolling through, cracking through walls. The Town Hall and the Eagle Artillery, that was superb power in the core of that base. El Chanchito just needs to get upper defensive structures down in that left compartment with a multi-target Inferno as the last thing standing. And I think that the cleanup along the outer edge is looking great. Archer Queen is doing exactly what you'd expect from her. And even with a Skeleton Trap triggering to slow things down a little bit, it still seems like El Chanchito has got a beautiful wraparound follow-up. The funnel is just going to be super easy with Root Riders able to pat through those walls. There is nothing ready to stop this army. CC does stand awkwardly on that left corner, but I think he's going to have plenty of time to take it out at the end here.
That's right. Even being able to swag the 1 overgrowth, getting that 3-star in. We could have used some of the Super Barbarians to clear out the Clan Castle, but I feel like it doesn't matter. It is a 3-star, swagging those spells, and Team Termi is leading this match now. 1 3-star and 5 building.
The former world champion and a 2-star at the 96% mark will round us out as Rush to Win have not pulled off the triple.
Fun. I really want to see what he's going for. If he's going for the just safe win or for some type of entertainment here. I'm looking forward to that. Yalex is known as well for doing some really fun stuff, so for sure something to look out for. But as long as he's not like doing something completely crazy like the Town Hall on the back end, they are and they should be able to claim this victory. He's getting ready, making sure everything is set, and he's still thinking about the attack and getting into the attack hopefully really soon.
Hey, the title for Termi's next video just writes itself. My base held off a world champion. Seleno rebuffed at the 2-star mark. And it's an opportunity now for General X to close this one out with relative ease. A 2-star of his own would give Team Termi all the time and all the percentage and all the stars they need to just walk over Rush to Win. This is a double elimination tournament, so still have an opportunity at the bottom side of this bracket to make a return march to the top. But it seems that everything is going in Team Termi's favor for this first war today, Itsu.
Oh, and already take a look at that. The Giant Bombs are happening, so this entry for sure is well known. Even with this Tornado Trap, this is heavily baited. He needs to be super careful now. Not losing the Royal Champion too early. Even having now a shot from the Town Hall. Royal Champion losing hit points and the Royal Champion not going for the Town Hall either. Is he going for this? Yep, there goes the redirect. That's exactly what I talked about earlier. You need to adapt when there is something popping up or something happening not expected, that you need to make sure the other buildings are invisible. And that Poison Tower, is not keeping him safe because he's keep going for the core. He wants those Inferno Towers.
It's a fantastic snipe into the core, taking out a massive chunk of the interior of the space and setting up for a beautiful funnel to follow. Those dragons are very powerful, but they don't move very fast, and you really want to have a good pathing for them. A little bit unfortunate that those 2 ricochet cannons survive, but not too big a problem for an aerial-based army like the one that General X has brought. And all he needs to do now is to reach that 50% damage mark. That will earn him a 2nd star and victory for his team.
He's going in from this bottom side into one of the sweepers while using the Archer Queen then on the other side to go for the Fire Spitter. The Clan Castle is still up there. He's going to lure it out and take it out with that Archer Queen. Headhunter for the defending king can be used as well really soon, but right now the sweeper is really splitting those strengths a little bit, and this means the Warden Militia is getting less effective as he's moving forward.
Boom, big pop on that Eternal Tome. The dragons are going to be safe for a little bit longer, especially with that big monolith firing away at them. Hope to take that down quickly. Minion Prince, on the same time, is going to be pathing over to the left with the other heroes, trying to help out against that side of the base. But no early targeting onto that monolith has left his dragons a bit high and dry. They're on the outside now, dealing with that multi-target Inferno, but the monolith's going to be soon retargeting onto some big, beefy targets. And General X has got his head in his hands right now, wondering if there's anything he can do to salvage the 3-star. Although Team Termi will claim victory, General Celino did, especially with another big rematch coming next month. We have got a long march for the Archer Queen up top to try to reach that 2-star 96% that we saw from Celino. Otherwise, the question still remains how this war could shape up as a rematch later today.
Yeah, and this
Let's go, guys! Vamos!
Oh, you're go.
That was so
Oh my
clean.
god, what a clutch.
What a clutch indeed from Team Coco, getting the victory. But let's go welcome back the one and only Clash Bashing here. You were on the side for the first 2 matches. What were your thoughts of those as we're getting ready for match number 3 here today?
It seems like the creators are going to kind of determine these wars. A bad beat there for Trample. I mean, if you think about it, they lost by a star, but they also lost by 1%. So that 1% was the Town Hall. We could have had an all-time war, but pretty interesting so far as we get ready to move forward into our next war, Carmen.
Yeah, we're getting ready for match 3 in the upper bracket, and then we'll be going down to the lower bracket after this. But this is the storyline. Team Termi is looking for their revenge. He wants to take down Team Coco as they've taken on each other in friendly wars outside of this competition, and it was Coco that was superior, was able to win against him. But let's see who can take this one. Whoever wins is advancing to the grand finals and will have the advantage. Doesn't have to worry about trying to force a bracket reset, because if you're just joining, there is a prize pool on the line. $4,000 for first place, whoever wins. So they are competing for a lot, Bash.
Yeah, and taking a look at Team Termi here, El Chancito, General X, Terminator, the one and only Sanjay Kapoor, and Gum Gum. I mean, El Chancito pretty much put that war away with the time fail in that last war. But I think this is kind of going to be the storyline throughout here. How do our Clash of Clans content creators react and do in this hard mode? That's one thing that we take for granted. This is hard mode. Like, our content creators are used to playing in normal mode, but once you go over to hard mode, man, that's 20% extra damage, and the heroes doing less, and equipment caps, it is significantly harder, even for those RC charges. Like, you have to plan your RC charge completely different than you would in normal mode.
Absolutely. It's a completely different ball game in hard mode at the top town halls. And the lower ones, it's not as big of a difference. But here we go. Let's go and listen in to Terminator as he's getting ready for this match.
So we've all kind of gotten together in Discord. I mean, we've kind of introduced ourselves a little bit. I made sure I sent everybody a direct friend request, message them, make sure that they all confirmed, what town hall they're playing at, and kind of check strategies, check bases, check the meta, and making sure everybody's confident in themselves to win. I know they're confident in themselves, but, just making sure everybody is ready for the tournament, for the Clash Combo tournament.
To prepare ourselves for this upcoming Clash Combo tournament, we have set up a Discord group where we can just chat and we can share some bases that we're going to use for the tournaments. We can give feedback to the bases, and most of us have just been doing friendly challenges over and over throughout this week, because while those Town Hall Cups have been quite a while ago, so not everybody is into the game as much as they might need to be for this upcoming tournament. So everybody is just training and training just to prepare best for this upcoming tournament.
You'll love to see the preparations for the team as we see Terminator getting back into focus, getting ready. We saw a little bit of comms going on. I like that we get to hear a little bit of those comms on our breaks, Carbon. That makes it a little extra special.
Absolutely. You're able to hear the insights, the reactions, what goes on, and then you're able to sit down with him and interview him, especially after the match as well. But we are getting prepped and ready to go for this upper bracket match, the third match we have here today. You don't want to get sent down to that lower bracket, but the team going up against Terminator is the one and only team at Coco. They were able to just squeeze out a victory, even though it seemed like they had it in the back from the 1-star, but from when Mr. C got triple, it changed the game. And again, it's going to come down to the creators. Will Coco be able to outpace Termi in her attack, as we have Vincent, Kronos, Coco22TV, Winnie, and Exo-Assist. We are already assuming the Channel 9s are going to walk through the bases, get the 3 stars, because these pros are so good. Channel 12s, they make it look easy. Channel 15s is where it starts to get a little sketchy if things go wrong, but then this match will come down to the 17s and see who can do it. Can Kronos and Coco step up for their team and get it done? We know Kronos, he was clutch in their last war. When they needed the 3-star, he got it, he delivered, and can he do it again as they are getting ready for this match? And the pressure starts to mount as they get further in this competition.
Yeah, this is definitely a big war. Having that extra life in the grand final is a huge, huge advantage. We've seen it time and time again. If you lose that one matchup, you're able to get a second chance. But let's go ahead and let's see what Coco has to say coming into this matchup.
To prepare for the event, I think we've all just been making sure that we're up to date with our performances. We've different strategies to what I usually do on stream, because I do those for fun, but sometimes they don't always perform that well. So I've been trying my best to try and see what works for me so that I can be best prepared for the weekend.
Preparing. Can they prepare enough for this competition? I wonder, Coco, are you listening to the stream right now? If you are, you should be paying attention to this match. Get your planning in and get that 3-star, especially if you're trying to come in with a Root Rider attack and the RC charge goes the wrong way. All it takes, one slip up and one star. It's more or less trying to save the 2, Bash.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing. That's kind of what we've seen through some of these attacks is if that RC doesn't cooperate, man, things can definitely go sideways as everyone's gearing up and getting ready. You can see the focus in here. Vincent is so focused in Gum Gum. I love Gum Gum's sweater here. I mean, in the holiday season already, it's only October, Carmen. There's no others. Oh my goodness, it's not quite ready for that.
Yeah, it's a little early, especially all the people putting up the Christmas decorations as they're doing it now. Do they even do it after, I don't know, right after October, but that is quite early for me. But you know what's not early? Is 3 stars. We want to see those come in left and right, and we know these wars will be starting off with those 3 stars at the Town Hall 9s and 12s. As we get further along into the tunnels, we work our way from bottom all the way to the top. And if you're just joining, we're going to have a Channel 9, Channel lower town halls. Kind of go through the bases pretty quickly, but let's take a look at a prediction for this match and who we all selected. And who did you select, Bash, and picking to win this one?
I'm hoping I can stick with T teams throughout the entire thing, so I went with Termi again. I'm going to stay on par. As long as there's a T team. There's a T team available. That's going to be my prediction today. So just getting that out there. I think last month we had someone say, like, you know, they would go with a certain team and then they changed their mind. So we'll see if I can stick to it. But that's my strategy going in, and it seems like I'm the odd man out here.
So that's our predictions. Heavily on the side of Team Coco, but no, the audience, you at home, are picking Team Termi, siding with Bash. 51% of the votes going there. That means it's as close as almost a flip of the coin for this match. And at the end of the day, is it going to be Coco, Termi, whoever does a better attack is going to win this war, you think?
Yeah, I think that could be accurate. I mean, the 7 teams are a little bit tough for sure, especially when you have a base builder like General X, but I think the big shift in the war definitely comes when the content creators attack. Like you mentioned, like Channel 9 is almost like a sure 3 stars, just can they get it under a minute or not?
Indeed, the Dragon. There's the Giant Arrow. There is some lightning spells within Earthquake. Air defense does barely stay up there according to the screen, as we are seeing some spinning wheels, but he will be able to deploy the Dragon, the Minion Prince, and then even has 4 more lightnings.
Yeah, and you were kind of talking about it earlier, like the hero equipment here at Town Hall 9 is just absolutely insane as we kind of work towards those higher town halls. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you think about Town Hall 9, it's almost half of the highest town hall level, so it kind of makes sense that the hero equipment and the heroes would do a lot of the heavy lifting, as we see the heroes kind of do the heavy lifting even at the higher town halls. Like if you have a good hero charge, a good RC charge, good king and queen dive on a base, you're usually set up for success. So it makes a lot of sense that that translates to the earlier town hall levels. A little technical difficulties here. We'll get results for you guys as soon as possible. Just stand by for us. We'll get there, Carbon.
I mean, it'll be probably over quick either way, because these attacks, they're able to, usually what happens is when one person gets the spinning wheels, usually it's for all spectators, so they may all not be able to see it. Granted, Exorcist, if they're on the same voice comms, he could be like, yeah, it's already tripled. I don't know. Maybe you just got to wait for the delay to be able to see it. And then we go able to jump back into it as dragons are down. But we do have, wait a second.
Wait, was it
4? I don't know. There's 4 lightning still used. Normally, oh no. Oh no. That means it had to have been, because why would you not have all the troops down and the lightning?
Yeah, this is definitely a disconnect, Carbon. This is the worst thing that can happen in Clash of Clans. Exorcist, something with the connection, and with the Queen and the Minion Prince guarding the back end of his base, it is going to be very tough. Not to mention that Expo is just kind of propped there in the middle. The Dragons are going to try to sweep in and do their best, but with, I mean, this would have been a for sure 3-star, but with him not being able to get all of his troops in.
If you do, like, this is, yeah, if he dropped all his troops at the start and then disconnected, it probably still would be a triple anyways. But
yeah, it looks like he like disconnected like mid-Dragon drop there.
wow. Oh, man, that is so unfortunate. The fact that he was able to get a few Dragons down either way, but yeah, that's a 2-star, and that means that Town Hall 9 could be the difference maker here. At least they got the 2, which means you're not out of it, right? Normally when you get disconnected, it tends to be a 0% with 0 stars. But in this case, Team Coco will have a shot, but that means pressure is on Coco now, and she's going to have to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I had the Town Hall 9s marked down on my stat sheet as 3 stars already. I had to go back and edit that. It's one of those awkward things. It's very rare that we see it in like our major tournaments, but it does happen from time to time. Just a tough break here for Team Coco. But remember, we're still in the upper bracket, so if this does end up coming back to bite them a little bit, it's not the end of the world because they still do have an extra life as we're playing a double elimination bracket. But man, you hate to see that. That's a heartbreaker for Exorcist.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but unfortunately it does happen, and connection issues can occur at any point for anyone. You just got to try to cross your fingers. Hopefully it doesn't occur right when you're attacking, because the worst is when it happens when you're in the attack and then if you get a 0-star or something. But then it's obviously very nerve-wracking when you're like, okay, I'm getting ready for my attack. I'm about to click attack now, and then you get some sort of disconnect issue. And if you're far from your Wi-Fi router, you're going to be like, you get up and you start running and you start moving to try to get a better connection, and so you don't lose your attack. How many of you watching right now have done exactly that? You're mid-attack or something.
Sounds like you have experience with it. Running to your route. I've never made a mad dash to my router on a disconnect.
You've not? I have 100%.
No.
The moment I see the circles, I'm getting up to try to find a better connection. I'm like, oh no, dude, lose his attack.
Well, Gum Gum's coming in with the Lalo. I guess I just accept the fate that it's Dunzo. Let's see if this base will be Dunzo's. We have the Lalo, traditional old school Town Hall 9 attack here. King and Queen Diamond in here, and he knows with that disconnect, he can kind of take his time and just chill out here. I mean, realistically, throughout the tournament, there's a very small chance of a time tie, or a percent and star tie. So the time shouldn't be a factor, but you never want to lollygag and risk it, especially here at Town Hall 9. But this one, Gum Gum definitely taking his time on it.
Yeah, with that King, gonna path this around to this air defense, and the Lava Hound is down off to the left with 2 Hounds coming in, with 1 from that Clan Castle. The Skelly spells will be used for the enemy Queen near that Town Hall. Rage is up to 1 Rage, or Rage is up to 1 Balloons, rather, in the Lava Hound, and then save that final Rage for the Skeletons over the Queen.
Yeah, this should be really, really nice, like an old school Queen pop style strategy here. The Skeletons will just get taken out with that Queen right there, and there she goes. She's gonna fall down. The Lava Balloons are just gonna tank it. Some of the Lava Balloons never even pop there. And Gum Gum actually emoting a Royale style here. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, with 2 Hounds still up, doesn't have to worry about time because we know that disconnect from Exorcist, unfortunately. But it's going to be a 3-star nonetheless. And we'll come down to the attack of Coco and Kronos at Town 17. Because the other attacks, Town 12 and 15, as long as they don't disconnect, are going to be pretty much probably on pace for a triple. We see a lot of Dragons coming in as we progress through the higher Town Halls. But a 3-star there for Gum Gum. Well done for Team Termi, as they will take the lead, you know?
I like his expression. It's like, what am I supposed to do? You know, these things happen. Love the champion collapse sweater that Gum Gum has there. Nice little swag. I love that everyone kind of has a little bit of swag in their setup there. I mean, it's one of my favorite